Streaming studio, joined by Captain John Baker. I'm so sorry.
It's no problem at all.
I know it looks like Baker.
It does.
Or it looks like Backer, but it's Baker.
Yep.
And I even asked Madison. I'm like, it's Backer, right? Or it's Baker, right? I keep doing it. All right. Well, we'll just call this a false start right out of the gates here. Bill Rentschler, the 1011 Now Streaming Studio.
I mean, your name doesn't get messed up at all.
No,
does it?
never.
Right.
And never, ever, ever. It's Wednesday. It's a little bit later, but Wednesday, again, we have our regularly scheduled Crime Stoppers. Again, doing it just a little bit later than we normally do, but again, our weekly segment, again, kind of talking about some crimes that Lincoln Police, UNL Police, Lancaster County Sheriffs kind of need some help solving. Lincoln-Lancaster County Crime Stoppers Department. So, again, Captain Baker, again, spending some time with us this afternoon to kind of go over. We had two crimes.
We did.
But turns out on the way over here, we found out that one of them is actually checked off your guys' list.
Case cleared.
There you go. Hey, that's what we like to hear. That's what we like to see. So we'll talk about some crimes that we're looking at needing some help solving. Also, again, first home game coming up here. Finally, it seems like.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about, again, some tips as, again, the stadium begins to fill up here. How have you been, though? Again, school started. Last time I think we talked, it was before school had started. You guys were kind of gearing up for it.
Yeah. We were talking about the volleyball day, the week before. So we hadn't had school yet. It's been a busy start, but good one. It's a good one, safe one overall.
That's good.
Nothing major. So
no, we haven't heard anything here on our end. So
that's right.
That's good news. But again,
off to a good start.
We talked about again kind of the most common campus crimes. Fender benders, bike thefts, things like that. So I'm sure we're probably seeing more of those.
We are
already. So don't steal bikes.
If you hit a car, just call us.
Yeah.
Or leave a note. Call us.
Exchange information. You don't even need. I mean, do they even really need to call you guys if they just
don't
exchange
have to.
information?
No, don't have to. But what we like to say is, in a moment of panic, that's when you should call the police.
Yeah.
And so if you don't know what to do, please call us. We'll help out.
There we go. All right. So our crime that we can talk about today, we had a guy with some sticky fingers over at Hawks Hall
on a rather unique item.
Again, I saw this one and I was kind of like, what did he even take? This is a picture of our suspect. Looks like Asian male, black hair, glasses, younger. Mm-hmm. Again, likely a student, we think?
Most likely. From other leads, we think so, yeah.
And this is what, this is another image of it, but this is what he took. It's like a microphone.
It's a microphone. So I've since learned on this, it's a microphone in a fuzzy little box, and then you can, like, when you're done talking, if you're in a group setting where, like, you're asking the audience questions, someone can just raise your hand and you literally just throw the mic to them and they catch it and they can talk.
So used for kind of a classroom setting.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
a big auditorium setting.
It is. Right.
Okay. Now, they didn't have that back when I was...
No. But, it's much more efficient than one person with a microphone walking around to everyone.
It is.
Just chuck the thing and
you
talk.
get to toss something around and hopefully kind of creates a little activity.
Right.
So he walks out with this microphone device, and we got a shot of his car, blue Ford Escape, it looks like.
Yes. Yep.
And so we're having trouble looking for this gentleman.
Yeah, we don't have plates on that vehicle. We can't find it on camera. I don't think it even had plates the day of. And it's one of those things, I don't know if the microphone can even be used on a separate system. I think it's synced. So it may just be a novelty item sitting on a shelf somewhere. Mr. Thief, if you're seeing this, just drop it off. Or call yourself in and get the reward, I guess.
Yeah, give it back. What do you have? Is there a dollar amount value on
it's a couple hundred, if I remember right. A couple hundred. So it's not our biggest crime of the century, but, we'd like to not have to replace things like this.
I mean, it's a state taxpayer-funded university. I'm assuming that's a university piece of property.
Right,
so
right.
He's stealing from me and the taxpayers.
Exactly. And it disrupts the learning environment because they lose out on having that technology, so they have to figure out something else in the meantime.
So if we know something about this gentleman, again, here's kind of his picture. Again, Asian male, black hair, glasses. There looks like a kind of a light-colored phone case on what looks like an iPhone. Walking out with the microphone. If you know something, what's the best way they can give a tip?
They can download the app, the P3 Tips app. You can find it on any store. You can call to make an anonymous tip. You have to call that 475-3600 number. If you want to stay anonymous and potentially receive a reward, that's the number to call. Or you can go to the website that we have set up with also on Lincoln Police, the LincolnCrimeStoppers.com. You click on that link to leave a tip, and it'll go to the right agency. They don't have to worry about naming us.
And I actually have that pulled up right here for us.
Perfect.
So this is the Crime Stoppers website. Oop, I clicked on it. I highlight. So you go to Lincoln Lancaster County Crime Stoppers.com,
Yep.
and it pulls up this website. You guys have the nice header up here with the crime tape. You scroll down just a little bit. You can look at all the crimes that it's never just the one or two that we're talking about in our
All of them.
segment. There's a bunch of stuff on here.
Absolutely.
And you can look at our little YouTube video there of our segment. If you go down just a little bit, there's the how to give a tip. So right there, all on the right side, I kind of highlighted it for you there. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to remind folks that we can accept tips on crimes other than just what's on these pages.
Yeah.
If you see something that happens in the neighborhood or on campus that you think wasn't right, but you want to stay anonymous, you can follow the links and the tips on this page and submit a tip anonymously as well.
And you would rather have a tip and run it down and have it be absolutely nothing,
Absolutely.
rather than not get a tip on something that may seem innocuous, but is actually maybe a little nefarious.
Right. Well, I would say that it's pretty rare that someone commits a crime once and never commits another crime again. So if we can identify someone who does, we may be able to prevent future crimes as well. And getting property back for people, that's especially on stolen cars, bikes, sometimes that's their only way to get around. So if we can get tips on any of those crimes, we'd love it. I'd love to chase down leads and find nothing, like you said, versus not getting any leads at all.
And so, so again, Lincoln CrimeStoppers.com takes you to this webpage right here. And again, you just scroll down right side, how to give a tip. Again, there's the P3 app. It's got all that information right there. And again, you can look through all the things that you guys are looking at help for. Yet last week, again, Jared and I talked. We looked at this guy who broke into the Dairy Queen.
Right.
And there's also still the folks who passed some counterfeit bills.
Yeah, and as you can see, Lancaster County's on there. We're on there. So no matter what the crime involves, they can just leave the tip and it'll go to the right agency.
So that's good. That's good to know. And again, also those preventative tips as well. Again, if you see something, say something. And again, that goes for, again, the fender benders we talked about and all that stuff.
Yeah. The general crime tips, if you ever have a question of what to do in a situation, just call us. We'll help you through it.
So last time we spoke, Captain Baker, again, we were getting ready for volleyball day. How did that go for you guys?
Huge success. We've received a lot of positive feedback on that. It was
Awesome.
I think it was a great day for everyone.
It was a great day for the whole entire state of Nebraska.
It
I would
was.
say, especially the volleyball program. And again, always good to see the big events like that go off without a hitch.
Yeah.
And again, that's kudos to you guys for a lot of hard work in the background.
Thank you.
Another big event again coming up this weekend. Again, Huskers opening at home against Northern Illinois. More tips we want to kind of share as we kind of fill the stadium back up.
Yeah, it's going to be a warm day again, and you get that many people inside that environment. We did have quite a few medical calls at volleyball day just because of the heat. Luckily, we were able to mitigate all of them. No serious harm for anyone, which is great. But let's repeat that for the football game, and everyone hydrate with water, tailgate responsibly. Wear the light clothing. It's a night game, so it could cool off towards the end. So layers is always good to wear. But when people are packing for the game, we'd like them to check the prohibited items, make sure they're bringing the clear bags that are a certain size. Check out the websites for the clear bag policy. The last thing we want is for people to get to the gate and then they have to go back to their car and throw something away, or there's a kind of a back and forth of why can't I bring this in? What's on here on the webpage?
It's right there. We said it. We told you to check the policy.
Yep, exactly. And, the better prepared that the fans are, the more enjoyable experience they're going to have, the less of our resources that are taken up. It's kind of a win-win for everyone.
And you can find links, again, just game day information from the university, as well as clear bag policy information. Again, that's the links are in the description of this video. Again, always a good thing to review. Again, hopefully a lot of people kind of had a little bit of a refresher with volleyball day. I'm guessing a lot of people who went to volleyball day may also be in the stadium this Saturday. There was alcohol at volleyball day. No alcohol.
No alcohol. It's all been moved away. It's all been carted off.
Yeah,
yes. No alcohol is being sold at the stadium.
Undoubtedly, people will try and bring it in, though. But again, that is a no-no in the stadium for football games as of right now.
Yes, absolutely. Some other issues that we see is sometimes bottles or objects get thrown inside the stadium that can result in immediate ejection. We really have a pretty low tolerance just for the safety of others around. If objects end up on the play of field, that can stop the game. So we have like I said, a pretty low tolerance for objects being thrown. If we can determine who's throwing items, they're going to be kicked out.
Yeah, and
we want to avoid that.
And I'm guessing, depending on if there's a fight in the stands, there's obviously Nebraska playing Colorado last week. Some of the fans did get a little rambunctious.
Right.
There were some fights that broke out. That can also, get you in trouble legally as well,
Yeah,
not just getting
absolutely.
kicked out of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, and you mentioned beforehand, again, no concealed carry
Right.
in the game. That is not allowed.
Correct. There's been changes to the law with LB 77, but nothing has changed as far as campus. Statutes still prohibit firearms of any kind on campus, except for some pretty narrow exceptions, like law enforcement that
Yes.
are working under our
If you're
under our
coming to watch
purview.
the game as a fan, you are not part of the exception.
You are not working for us that day.
Yep.
No, correct. What else? Driving.
Yep.
We use Waze to set
Yep.
up all the road closures and the congested routes and all that. So if people don't have the Waze app, even if you're a daily driver in Lincoln, I still use Waze just to find the best way to work, or if there's traffic accident. I like pulling that up, so I avoid those. And on game days, I think it's incredibly important to help, like I said, alleviate congestion, but make sure you slow down, drive carefully. There's a lot of pedestrians out, obviously, on game days. We don't want to see anybody get hit. If you're parking near campus, we ask that you have that permit, whether it's on your phone or printed, have it visible and ready before you get to the parking lot, so we can get you to where you need to go so you can enjoy the game. We can move traffic more safely and efficiently. Again, the more prepared that fans are, it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, the better experience everyone's going to have. And fans can also text. It's 402-472-0800 if they have concerns or if they need assistance.
Inside the stadium.
Inside the stadium.
Inside the stadium. Those numbers will be posted around. It's the stadium environment is not conducive to call us to report anything.
No.
So that's why we have that. It's as easy as sending a text, no keywords needed or anything like that. Just send the information to that number. We can respond, ask for more information we need. We do ask that people be descriptive, section, row, and seat numbers, wherever the issue is at, because if we just get section 36,
it's a big section.
That's hard to find.
Yeah, and that's probably just a good thing to save, especially if you go to games frequently. Just save that in your phone.
Absolutely.
As a contact, and that way, again, it's just there. You don't, I forgot what the number was. It's just right there.
Right. And again, they can use that for anything, whether it's a convenience issue, a facilities issue, such as a bathroom's overflowing or something. Whatever's happening inside the stadium, whether it's safety or convenience or anything like that, that goes to our operations center where we can handle it accordingly.
All right. I think that basically covers everything we wanted to talk about today. Is there anything else that you wanted to make sure we hit?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome.
I believe we hit it all. We're excited to have finally a home game. It's odd that we start out on the road 2 games in a row.
I know.
But, so we're excited to have folks back. And
I had the conversation with Kevin. It's like, where did the years go when it was just you played some directional FCS school at home in late August or early September? You start off with a win, but no, we had to do things a little bit more difficult this year.
We made it tough on ourselves, didn't we?
We did. Last year it was Ireland. This year it's 2 weeks on the road. So,
yeah.
Well, let's be done with that. All right, Captain Baker. I'm gonna do it every single time you're here. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Captain Baker, thanks so much for jumping in and joining us today again. As always, you can find all of our Crime Stoppers episodes on our YouTube channel. You can also find them on 1011now.com. Again, as always, keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Appreciate everyone for jumping